Smacking on some candy.
Oh, you got it. You got it. Just talking with OC. I'm your host, OC. We on the podcast without a name.
Yay! It's Big AC the one. I'm over here smacking on some candy. The Bears are smacking on the Packers. The Rams snacked on some Panther. Man, what a day of football it was. Hey, first of all, Bryce Young showed me something. I didn't think he could come back and perform against them LA Rams twice.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
think it was a legitimate exploitation of the Rams' weaknesses the first time they played them. But I'm smacking on some candy.
Yeah, the,
And
the Rams the Rams got out of there. Uh, they got out of there with with some good momentum change at the end.
hey,
They got out of there with a momentum change.
they did, but I'm gonna tell you what, their hearts was beating in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
their hearts was beating in the fourth quarter, and
But the,
and they should have been.
but the quarterback on the other team and the play calling
Yeah,
was garbage. When you in a position to win something,
yeah,
you have to dig deep into a
man,
play call in your play call. And I think they don't run the football enough in those
yeah,
situations because you got to
balance,
keep them on their toes. Balance, yeah, balance. That's
yeah,
what the word I was looking for. You still got to be balanced.
no doubt, no doubt. I'm gonna say like this. I don't know how it is that Jordan Love was able to turn it. First of all, Packers lost no calls from him. He was balling tonight. Jordan Love was balling, but how come it was when they really needed to sustain the drive and put the game away, they couldn't do it?
I don't know. That is one of the things that be missing me too. I'll be wondering. You get up to these points. You up
Yeah,
24-3
come on,
halftime.
24-3 and getting the ball back at halftime.
And getting the ball back at halftime. What are you planning on doing different that's gonna
Man,
keep you out of that end zone?
come on,
And I'm gonna tell you, it's
Lafleur,
not being balanced. It's not being balanced.
Lafleur,
How many times he threw the football?
come
Look
on,
at how many times he threw the football.
man, time after time. And you know what I noticed is every time Josh Jacobs got stuffed on first down, he went away from the run completely.
Man, stop that. Stop that.
Stop that.
Put the man in a good position to get some yards. Don't just
You
run
know
it up
what?
the gut.
And this is where I'm gonna go ahead and applaud my head coach and give him his flowers, man. Because one thing about Kyle Shanahan's stubborn ass, right, is you can stuff the run on first down. He gonna hit you with it again.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
might even run on third down.
yeah. No,
You know,
because it's going the down and distance is going to allow it.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And even if he had a long to go, he was going to have to. He's going to have to run the football. You got to run the football, man.
No doubt. No doubt. And I'm gonna say like this: it's important to run the football, and this has been this theme has been reoccurring in football a lot lately. It's important to run the football in the first quarter so that you hit runs in the third and the fourth quarter. Even when you think that the run ain't working, oh, it's working because them
Yeah.
dudes got to chase, they got to hit, they got to push, they got to grind, they got to get in the trenches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the more times you go ahead and batter ram into that defense, I don't care how good they are against the run, you setting your offense up to probably have a little success going down the road. Look, I think we got a special guest, ass man. Is he coming in?
Yeah, he'd be in a second.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, no, we got a special guest coming in
Yeah,
who does his own show.
man.
When the Niners or the Warriors win or lose, he come on with a great take. He got a great take on sports.
Now,
He's very articulate and he gives it to you in a way where you
yeah,
really can understand what he's talking about.
no
I
doubt.
think he left out the room, but when he popped back up, man. The first time I heard one of his takes was on the radio. I was in traffic
Okay,
one time,
yeah,
and he called into the radio show and was talking to Greg Papa, I think it was,
right.
and they had a debate, actually debate on some of the things that was going on with Bay Area sports,
Okay,
and so yeah, uh, with no further ado, Let me see.
Hey,
We're gonna do this. We got him in right
What's
now. What's going on? Can you
up?
hear us?
What's up? I hear y'all good, man. How y'all doing?
man, it's good, man.
I got my guy in here.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you?
Oh man, a little bit of nothing. Just finished watching that game. I know both of y'all was tuned in to that
Yeah,
comeback, and it was show enough an epic collapse by the Green Bay Packers, man.
A collapse.
man. No doubt. The one thing that they proved is that LeFleur does not have what it takes
Well,
to close it out.
hey, AC, I'm glad you brought him up because I really think his job is in jeopardy after this loss.
Mm,
I wouldn't be
mm.
surprised.
You know, because it was
Especially
already.
after Ben Johnson came to his inaugural little press conference and said, "I'm looking forward to whooping his ass twice a year," and did it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, the thing with Ben Johnson, I think he was pressing a little bit earlier
Yeah,
as a play caller. I think he was trying to force the issue. I think they should have
yeah,
went for 3 earlier
yeah,
when
yeah,
that fourth down call. If they go for 3 back then, the game, they end up winning it, but I think you got to get points in playoff games. You can't
yeah.
leave
No doubt.
still.
No doubt. You know what's funny, right? Is he's really one of the coaches that's spearheading this movement of the analytic driven, decision making.
Yeah.
That's all good and everything, but at the same time, there's a structure to football, especially when you get to playoff time, that you got to stick to the script, man. And you like you say, you want to give a heavy dose of the run. You want to make sure that your defense is keeping it in front of them, and like that's more important than trying to go for the splash play when you get to playoff time, because the key is to not make the mistake. Everybody thinks it's about making a big play, but it's really about not making mistakes.
Well, you guys know a couple of years ago when the Niners went to the Super Bowl and they played that NFC Championship game against Detroit, Dan
Yeah,
Campbell, he went for a couple fourth downs
yeah,
that kept us in that game, and we was able to come
no
back.
doubt.
It was up big in that first half. We came back and ultimately won that championship game to get to the Super Bowl.
Man, no doubt. It's funny too, right? Because man, I was putting out some music around then, and I was fooling with a dude from Detroit. So
Okay.
we was back and forth real tough during the game, and during the first half, I was taking the lumps. I was like, yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah,
Y'all out there getting it, man. But y'all just know that y'all the brand of ball y'all trying to play, y'all kind of cop that from us,
yeah.
right? And he was like, oh man, no, this is the Detroit thing, and I was like, okay, got to beat the best to be the best though, and like. At the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm glad we kind of sprinkled the Niners in there, man, because like what I'm seeing out of Shanahan this year, I'm actually seeing something that this I almost think this is their best chance to run one.
Well, you know what? Yeah, this has been his best coaching job so
Yeah,
far in this regime with him and Lynch. I
yeah,
think the fact that all the injuries that we had throughout our blue chip players and
yeah.
for the team to be 12-5. Yeah, we had that hiccup last weekend against Seattle. Didn't
Yeah.
really go up, but I mean, we still got to action that winning in Philly tomorrow. I think
No doubt.
inclement weather may pose an issue because we know Brock Purdy don't really hold the ball when it's wet that well.
Now,
But
let me ask you a question.
yeah,
It always throws me off because he went to Iowa State, right?
yeah.
And Iowa State, they got that kind of weather, no doubt.
Yeah.
Did they play in a dome? Was they home stadium a dome
No,
or
outside, I mean, that's a good point you bring up, AC, because
he was putting up numbers?
yeah, and he played big time college football. I mean, he was in the Big Ten. He played against a lot of blue chip teams, and he had a comeback. I believe in his junior year where they was down like 21, and he came back and won that game. And I watched that game because they was playing, I believe, Penn State, somebody, and he won that game. And at the time, I didn't think we would ever have him as our starting quarterback.
Right.
But I said this white boy could fling it,
He could play. He could play, man.
Something missing back then.
Yeah, no doubt. So every time we get to talking about inclement weather and his performance, I'm like, man, why can't he do what he was doing when he was playing in Iowa? Right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, shoot, when you looked at it, I mean, I think he was rated in the top 20 passers his last 2 years as a starter.
Yeah, definitely.
In the nation. And man, you talking about all these Trevor Lawrences and whoever else was playing at that time. He was right there sticking it and moving with the best of them.
Yeah, he was. And you know, I mean, you got to look at what happened in the draft. He fell to the
Yeah.
last pick of the draft, and
Man.
now with that big contract, got the bag.
Right.
Suffered turf toe this year, but he
Man.
been healthy. And you know, I give us a puncher's chance tomorrow. I think we a live dog.
No doubt. And I'm gonna tell you why though, right? Because man, injuries happen. Like one thing you saw was this. It was a lot of Bears getting hurt in this game.
Oh yeah,
Right.
definitely.
I mean, a lot of cats getting wheeled up out of the stadium, and I'm like, man, that's kind of new territory for them. They gonna have to figure out how to be next man up and do that at a high level.
Well,
Or,
you know, getting back to this game tonight. Now we seen what Caleb Williams did all year. He had 6 come from behind wins
no
prior
doubt.
to this win tonight. And me and my cousin, we got a little parlay going. We
Right.
went off on a parlay ticket, so I took Carolina and the Rams over, which it went over.
Yeah.
And he took Bears money line. So when it was 21-3 in the first half,
Yeah.
was like, man, we not even living the fight tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Look what I tell him. I said, bro, Caleb Williams will come back in this game. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're gonna win, but he's
Right.
gonna give him a shot, and they
Right.
pull it out, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. He actually seems to play his best ball when he's behind.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When he chasing the ring, man, he can make incredible play after incredible play. You can look at his completion percentage and see that his consistency is what's holding him back from being that dude right now. Because them ridiculous throws he made, man, he made a play where it looked like he was skipping and hopping or something, and falling over to the side, dog. And I mean, threading it over the top of the linebacker off balance like that. You know, not too many people making them kind of plays. And
What you
so
do? Go ahead.
I would just love to see him be able to pull it together to add another 10% to his completion percentage. Because man, he'd be getting talked about like Mahomes if he could.
Yes,
What you do most is what you do best. The Bears,
doubt.
the Bears been doing playing this type of football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I when I was looking at the first half, I was like, okay, all you gotta do is score some points.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to the ball and score some points. And so they did that. They put themselves in a position to win the game. And I always thought that the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers is not that type of that 2-minute type of offense quarterback. He's not there yet.
Man, actually,
So,
Jordan Love was looking good before the center got hurt.
but I'm talking about when you have to get your team down to score within 2 minutes and get that score. He's not. Either they wasn't calling the right plays, or he's not that guy yet. He can be that guy, but he's gonna have to learn how to be that guy. So I gave the nod to Caleb, and I was like, wow. I sit here and like, turn the channel and turned it back and was like, wow.
To me, the difference was play calling.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The play calling looked like Caleb Williams' coach had full trust in him to go out there and get it done.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said in that first half, I think Ben Johnson was pressing as a play caller.
No doubt.
In the second half, he didn't have a choice but to let Caleb Williams get loose and throw the ball because they was behind. But you had touched on earlier, AC, man, that throw that he made on 4th and 8, where he to his left,
man,
the linebackers falling down, man, that was a wild. I mean, it's only probably 3 quarterbacks in the league that make that.
Come on. Man, probably him, Josh Allen, and Mahomes.
Yeah,
healthy.
Exactly. Those are the other 2 I was thinking about. You hit the head.
Yeah, man, and I mean, like, you know, I love Joe Burrow's game, but he ain't that kind of quarterback. He not so athletically gifted. Thanks for everybody that's checking in with us live, man. We got Ike in the building. You know, it's your main man, Big AC the one.
I'm talking with OC
and talking with OC, man, for sure, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all bringing me on, man. Yeah, I was gonna, you know, get on tomorrow. You know, OC had hit me yesterday early in the week, and you know, got at me about coming on with you guys, and
man,
telling them I check y'all out, man. I tune in. I'm an avid watcher. I love y'all commentary. I love how y'all, you know, bounce off one another, man. And you know, we just some cats that grew up together, and what we doing right now is what we do in the Crest or
man. you do know that. You do know that.
What y'all think about that firing all of these coaches being fired?
Man,
especially my coach, the coach
Yeah.
from Baltimore.
okay,
Ravens.
let's start with that one there, right? So the first, the drama, the tagline was that he lost the locker room, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the way they're playing and competing, and I didn't see a team that looked like they wasn't following their coach in the trenches.
Yeah.
What really came out in the watch that I saw was that him and Lamar had some odds, and the organization went with they franchise quarterback over their longtime head coach.
Well, see, this is the thing. They're gonna have to extend Lamar contract
Yeah,
because if they don't, the salary, I mean, the salary cap, it'll be $75 million dead money. So,
Ooh.
like you said, they have to make a choice between
Yeah.
coach and player. Now, it
Yeah.
was some rumblings about a week ago. It came out in the paper that some reporter out there has said that Lamar wasn't really into the playbook, falling
Right.
asleep at meetings and stuff like that. Now, that only came out to a reporter from
Yeah.
within the
Yeah.
organization.
No
Now,
doubt.
who was the leak? Was it Harbaugh? Was
Right.
it one of the other coaches? But once you got that type of tension in your locker room,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
hard because now you got the head coach and you got the star player, and it's gonna always lean heavy to the star player because those who make plays, the players
Yeah.
make right,
Yeah.
and the are the X's and O's. Now, I'm glad you brought this up, OC, because I was thinking about if Jim was there, would they
Yeah.
have him?
Yeah.
If what?
If Jim was the coach of Baltimore in '99, would they have fired him?
Ooh, that's a good
I
one.
didn't think about that. That's a real
So,
good one.
and the reason I bring that up is because Jim was a former quarterback for the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a cup of coffee with the coach, I believe, before he retired.
Right.
But
Yeah.
players like to play for coaches that played before.
Yeah.
Man, no doubt.
Yeah.
And Jim is a real rah-rah guy, man. You see how passionate he is about Herbert.
Herbert. Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh man, dude, he's always over there massaging the show. Man, God, you're a stud, man. This and that and the other. Man, this guy is the best. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, man. Justin Herbert is up there, talent wise, with the best of them. To me, he hasn't really been putting it together. I'm gonna say like this. I think maybe his receiving core is letting him down a little bit, and they really ain't having no creativity with the play calling.
But the thing that got me was it was done over the phone.
Over the phone.
hiring was done over the phone. Yeah.
Wow.
And this is the report that I got from I forget the guy's name, but he was on one of these shows, and he has sources inside the team, and it was done over the phone. And
Wow.
he said that Lamar was called by Jim called John called his quarterback, asking him if he wanted, what you think about me standing around, and
Right.
he was like, okay, I'm with it, but then something happened, and Lamar, they saying Lamar had said that they told the front office that he didn't want him there no more, and so that was a
Right.
backdoor type deal. This is what they try to paint the picture as, like that. But me personally, what I think is when you're somewhere for a number of years, let's say 18 years, like he was, I mean, it's sometimes it's time for you to move on and do other things and be at another place, because if you look at coaches that have done that, like Andy Reid, to speak for, you sometimes you take that your guy in Denver that's having success right now.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to go. It's time for you to hang it up, because doubt. It's not going your way. It's not going their way.
Right.
And you're quiet as it's kept, you're unhappy with some players.
Right.
Period.
Like their commitment to the program. I'm gonna say like this. I don't feel like he lost the locker room. I do feel like he had lost Lamar quite a bit ago.
Yeah.
The play calling sequences, man, and like I'm gonna say like this. It was getting stale, but I do feel like John Harbaugh is the hottest probably coaching candidate out there on the market right now. One other head coach I wasn't too happy about seeing get fired was Raheem Morris too. I felt like the Atlanta Falcons really closed the season out strong.
They did.
If anything, as much as I like Michael Penix Jr. and I think he got the potential and the ability to be a long-term starter, he let the team down this year. When you look at the kind of performance that Kirk Cousins was able to put together, and he's just a basic stand in the pocket quarterback. It ain't like he did nothing else special, but what he did was he kept the team on schedule.
Yeah.
Right. Penix was looking for the big shot all year, and I think he's gonna have to learn how to check it down a little bit. And like that's something that you get over years of experience, and getting to play. So hopefully he do get some reps. But I didn't like seeing Raheem Morris get fired, man. I thought they closed the season out on like a 5-6 game winning streak.
They did. But the thing about Penix, he has suffered 2 ACL injuries in college.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Third one, I think that the reason why they let Raheem go is because he was giving him the vote of confidence to be the starter over Cousins, and then they had to keep Cousins because of that big contract.
Exact, man, dude. To be paying a backup $40 million.
Yeah. So, and I think that's
what he negotiated.
Yeah, but I think that's why he got canned. But to get back to John Harbaugh, here's the thing: when you added to, just like Mike Tomlin, right? He was able to get that win against Harbaugh, and I think the loser of that game, that coach gets fired.
Was going to be up out of there.
Yeah, Harbaugh ended up losing the game. Now, as I touched on earlier, you leave it up to the players on the field. The field goal kicker is the 44-yard field goal, right?
Man.
Now, if he make that field goal, they win, and now they're in the playoffs hosting the Texans on Monday night.
Man, exactly. I mean, just look at it tonight. Dude, LaFleur, he might end up losing his job. Who let him down tonight? McManus.
Yeah,
he missed 4, lost 4. He shorted him 4 points, missed a field goal and an extra point. And the field goal was pretty routine for nowadays when you got dudes kicking 60-yarders every other week.
Yeah, it was a 44-yard field goal.
44-yard field goal. That's supposed to be well within a professional kicker's comfort zone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're supposed to make them with your eyes closed. But getting back to the Ravens, OC, I'm going to tell you this. I think the season was disappointing when you finished 8-9, right? But not only that opening game against Buffalo when you up 16 and you lose that game, I think that derailed the whole season. That was a microcosm of how they played out. You got hurt. Henry, who's known to be a protector of the ball, fumbled in some key games.
Twice down the stretch.
Exactly. And I think that, because this team was preseason favored to be either in the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl.
No doubt.
So for them to finish 8-9 and not to win the division, that was the reason why Harbaugh got let go. And like I said, I thought that whoever lost that game, even Mike Tomlin, because
and I'm gonna tell you why. Though, right? I
thought that whoever lost.
I'm on board with all of that. I'm on board with all of that. I like to think that the last couple of years they underachieved from what their expectation was. And
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I mean, it's hold on. It's a what have you done for me lately business. Regardless of how long you've been somewhere. It's moves that's going to be made. They may even get rid of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, maybe, but when you go ahead and show him the vote of confidence to cut your head coach over him 16, 17 years, I think the ownership is behind Lamar. What I will say is this: the last 2 years down the stretch, it seemed like Lamar took some key games off that I felt like, dude, if you're really trying to win a championship, you go out there and you make you appear in them games.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was some games where he was okay. They say he coming back from a hammy. Then play from the pocket, dude. But you the best shot out there with your arm, your whatever. But go out there and play because you an MVP caliber. You know what I'm saying? Talent.
The reason why I say what I say is because his contract has to be renegotiated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I say that. If his contract wasn't in the situation that it's in, regardless of the vote of confidence that he got from the front office, he has to negotiate, right? And if he don't negotiate, like if it don't go like it's supposed to go, he's got to go too.
Well, he's his own agent. He don't have an agent.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. His mama take care of that. But what I'm saying is, if he'd rather be somewhere else, those negotiations is not going. not
Yeah.
gonna not gonna go
Hey,
like they're
look,
supposed to.
I don't want to lose y'all. I'm gonna go plug my phone in before
Yeah.
then I
Okay.
get right, come off camera for about a minute. All right.
All right.
Oh, good. So, OC, what you think the Bears' chances look like going forward?
I think the Bears got a good chance going forward, but
Yeah.
they're gonna have to not start so slow.
Right. No doubt. No doubt, most definitely, because you playing some other teams that could really cook. I
Yeah.
mean, you got the Rams offense left in the game. You got either the Niners or the Eagles left in the game. I mean, shoot, Seattle can cook. I mean, all them teams can cook. So, like, yeah, and shoot, going into Seattle, you definitely can't afford to start off slow.
You cannot, and it's going to be a big game changer
Yeah,
deal if they do. If they want to start off like that,
no
that's what's
doubt.
going to happen, and they're
No
not going
doubt.
to go too far.
Seattle got the most dominant looking defense to me out of all the teams right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
but see, it comes down to that, like y'all say, that play calling, man. The play calling, and it comes down to these players at these positions recognizing what they supposed to recognize, because it's been a lot of people that have it's been a lot of people that have blown coverage.
Yeah,
right.
No, but it was so many blown coverages tonight against the Bears. I'm in the second half. I'm sitting there like, bro, I swear they say it's a blown coverage every other play.
Blown coverage, and so what that tells me is that they need to watch some film.
No doubt, and be in better position. And I mean, shoot, not only are your players out of position, but it seemed like maybe some of the schematics wasn't right too. Like you say, play calling, man. Like you got to be a defensive play caller just like you got to be an offensive play caller. He wasn't really mixing up them coverages enough to confuse Caleb Williams. Caleb looked real comfortable.
Bro, I would have been covered coming
Man.
after. I would have been coming after
Caleb.
Yeah, I would have been coming after Caleb. I would have been coming after that Green Bay quarterback. I always forget his name.
No doubt, Jordan Love.
I would have been coming after him with a pass rush. And I wouldn't have just been in prevent defense at that point in the game that they was at. I would have been coming at him, man. Let's get this.
Because he was damn near carving them up. You know, but you get an injured player, that's a 10-second runoff. Bam. Then you get another you get another penalty that backs you up and takes your offense off schedule again. And one thing I'm gonna say is, like, Jordan Love can sling the ball, but Green Bay, there are no drop back 40 time type of team.
Yeah,
like their offense ain't even set up like that. You know what I'm saying? And like when you run that kind of scheme, you got to incorporate your running game, to a heavy dose and degree.
That's like being a boxer that's not jabbing.
That's not using their jab, bro. And you keep getting beat to the punch when you throw that hook. Why won't you throw the jab?
Y'all still hear me? Y'all can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Back strong with it. So, what I want to talk about tonight is the game of the week tomorrow, which is that 49er game. I think that 49er game is going to be a test of how far y'all want to go.
Right. You know what? It's going to say a lot about how far we are prepared to go in this playoffs, right? I feel like we're going to come up out of there with a win. You know, it's funny. I was listening to some Philadelphia media earlier in the week because I like to see what the opposition is talking about, too, and not just get drunk on the 49er Kool-Aid, right? And it's funny. Their fan base feel like this is going to be a cakewalk for them, right? I feel like
they better stop that.
I feel like Brock Purdy want to tear that ass up.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this about this game. I wanted to touch on. I know we get to the Carolina and Ram game in a little bit. Yeah. But as far as this game tomorrow, now there's one thing about the Philly fan base.
Right.
They will turn on you in a hot second.
In a hot heartbeat.
Hey, if y'all remember on Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, when this same Chicago team that just beat Green Bay tonight, they went in there and ran for over 200 yards. Yeah. Both backs had 100 apiece. Yeah. And that Philly crowd was boo-hooing them all. So, hey, let this Niners squad get up 10-13-0.
Yeah, for real.
You're going to hear those boo birds, and then Sirianni and company will start pressing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will. And I'm gonna say like this: if there's any team in this playoffs that ain't set up to drop back and just pass the ball, it's them.
Yeah.
It's them, and they got explosive. They got explosive receivers. But I'm gonna tell you what, man, Hurts got a sweet deep ball.
Mm.
But his intermediate throws, he don't really got that like in and over touch in that intermediate game. So
Yeah.
so they leave a lot of plays on the field. You know, a lot of routine plays on the field. Man,
Well,
if Salah can figure out a way to come back to hit him in the mouth once or twice while he's dropping back, we won't have to worry about him too much.
Well, see, this is the thing in that game. We're gonna have to steal some possessions, right?
No
Because
doubt.
they rested their starters in week 18.
Yeah.
They ended up losing to Washington 24-17. But
Right.
you got a healthy Saquon Barkley. I mean,
Right.
arrested Saquon Barkley. You
Right.
got arrested Hurts, Devontae Smith, as well as AJ Johnson.
Right.
So, these guys are going to come in with a lot of gas. They're going to come in with a lot of momentum.
Right.
Like I said earlier, the weather's supposed to be play a part in it as well.
Right.
So
Right.
I think the Niners need to rely on the running game a little
Yeah.
bit, control the TOP, and you're
Yeah.
gonna have to steal some possessions from this Philly team
Right.
because at the end of the day, just like we seen tonight in the Chicago Green Bay game, home field matters in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if this game tonight was in Green
Yeah.
Bay,
Yeah.
Chicago would have been done.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna say this too. Right, Sirianni is definitely one that will give you some turnovers in the turnover on possession game too.
Yeah.
Right, and that's another way that we can throw a couple of gut punches and steal those possessions. Not even so much having to generate an interception or a fumble.
Which
Be
we haven't
stout.
did really all year.
Right,
So-
exactly. Be stout. You know what I'm saying? Basically, be stout against the run. I'm expecting to see some 5-man fronts tomorrow.
So let's talk about who the 49ers is getting back off of injury. Who are they
Trent
getting back?
Williams.
Trent, Big Trent. I see
Big
Big
Trent.
Trent sitting over there. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, see, that's what I like to see. I want to see players
No.
like that get back
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah, no doubt. They're getting Big Trent back. They even brought they brought a couple of people that's been around on the practice squad for a while. So I'm expecting some familiarity with the people that they brought up. Ricky Pearsall probably a no-go tomorrow because they brought up a receiver, Tariq
Smith.
Brought him up this earlier today off the practice squad as well as a linebacker, Graham, that's pretty familiar with the system and been here for a few years. So I'm not expecting too much drop off out of the backup play. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that somebody will actually bring an unexpected spark, and it could happen though.
Well, look, I'm glad you brought up Trent, OC, because this is the thing. I don't think there's no other left tackle in the game that affects a team to the point where when you lose him to injury, your whole running game is
evaporates.
Right?
Yeah.
So with him, the addition of him back, I think that you're going to see a lot more running. Because I think when the Niners run, I think it's some record with Shanahan since he's been coach. When the Niners have 30 or more carries, he's 28 and 6 or something like that, right?
No doubt.
Trent Williams is a big key to that. So
he's the biggest key.
Yeah, he's the biggest key. So having him on that left side, protecting Brock's blind side, as well as getting that running game going, is going to be key tomorrow. Now, to me,
and I'm not gonna lie to you. Another thing Trent Williams does is he unlocks George Kittle in the passing game.
Definitely.
When you don't have Trent Williams out there, you got to have George Kittle doing a lot of chipping and double teaming.
Yeah.
When Trent Williams is there, it allows Kittle to sneak out on a lot of them little shallow crossing routes and out routes.
And the thing in that Seattle game, what I noticed is the Niners didn't get no yak. The Niners have been they've been holding their hat for generations, man, for decades, getting yards after the catch. And when you see Kittle get stood up and stopped in his tracks, you know that it's something going on, right?
No doubt.
So this team didn't have no yak. And don't get me wrong, Seattle has a hell of a defense, but to win that game 13-3, it felt like it was 30-3, really.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was closer than it looked. Like you said, closer than it felt. Because it felt like we got nothing done all day.
Well, no, the three plays that stood out to me that could have been momentum swingers.
Yeah.
The fumble that Darnold had,
Yep.
that
The
the
bounce off.
94, yeah, he wasn't able to fall on it.
Yeah.
Then
The CMC.
The CMC going through his hands, but the biggest one to me, the backbreaker, was a 3rd and 17 run that they got for 19 for a first down. Because that right there, that takes all the wind out of your team, not just your team, but your crowd.
Yeah,
your
you're right.
crowd is deflated by a team getting 19 yards on a run because Seattle was conceding the punt. They were just trying to run and get about 5 or 6 yards and punt the ball.
To get a little space.
And the Niners gave up 120 yards in that first half.
Yeah, man, that's ridiculous.
But they had been showing that in prior games. In that game against Tennessee, they gave up 7 a pop. In that game against we kind of shut down the Colts running game with Taylor. But Chicago ran on this a little bit too in that 42-38 game.
Yeah, they did, and that's why I said I think we'll be seeing Saleh employ a few 5-man fronts and really mix up those looks and not just go out there with a 4-man base every time. Because he got to do something to mix it up. We don't when Michael Williams went out, of course, Bosa, like you say, man, some real blue chippers, man. And Michael Williams was having a hell of a season, our 1st round pick.
Yeah,
before he went down this year. So man, with the catch that went down, I can't. Saleh's doing a hell of a coaching job. You know what I'm saying, of his own.
Well, see, this is the thing. I think Saleh, he's going to be definitely a candidate for some head coaching jobs coming up. I mean, I think it's like 6 or 7 coaching jobs or vacancies open. I think, I mean, we see with the Jets. Now, the Jets, they was worse than us. They didn't have a pick all year. We only had 6. The Jets didn't have 1 pick all year. Now, you go back to Saleh last year when they fired him, he was 7-9 or 7-10.
Hey, and I'm going to say this. They had a top 10 defense, too.
Yeah, definitely. He just didn't have a quarterback.
Exactly.
He just didn't have a quarterback.
Man, and that was the undoing of his initial head coaching venture. I know the Cardinals have already asked for the authorization to interview him. So have the Titans. Man,
it's something to be said. It's something to be said when the old team hire you back.
That's it.
That's something to be said.
But you know what? It's not even that, OC. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the humbleness of Saleh to say, "Hey, I had my cup of coffee in New York. It didn't work out. I had success with the Niners. Let me go back here, eat this humble pie, and get back to what I do best."
Man, and why not? And I'm gonna tell you what, I was really looking forward to seeing him with a season of calling plays with Fred Warner running the green dot on that defense. When he went down, I'm gonna tell you that's when the wind went out of the sails on the defensive side of the ball for the Niners.
Exactly.
Love what I see out the offense, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel like we got even a little more than a puncher's chance. We've never had as solid of a backup quarterback who could come in and stabilize the offense.
McDine.
Exactly, McDine. Because if something was to happen with Purdy, like in the previous championship game, we finally have somebody to come in to play. You know what I'm saying, to back him up and not have us miss a beat.
Well, when Purdy went down with that turf toe, McDonald came in and went 5 and 3 for us.
No
and
doubt.
I think he's throwing for more yards and over 300 yards a couple of times during that 8-game run. I don't think Purdy got through for 300 yet.
No, he did. He did.
Okay.
I think 2 games ago he went for 320 and had them 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, okay.
So step back. Well, today we want to talk about the Rams and Panthers.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford, he threw the ball 42 times.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And you know what?
42 times.
Man, and he's built for it. I'm not even gonna say they built for it. He's built for it. You know what I'm saying? That's all they used to do in Detroit when he was on the team. But look who he got to throw the ball to, man. You got Puka, man.
Hey, he an alien. Hold on now. Look, hold on. We grew up together, right? So when we back in the day when we used to call niggas aliens, that meant nigga you was a weirdo.
You was a weirdo.
But when we called that nigga alien, that means something special.
Yeah, he's a freak, bro. That dude, man. Hey, that man is. It's like you want to say, well, I don't even see how he gets so open, or I don't even. But like, bro, he came in with the savvy of 10-year veterans. And like, man, he went to school with Fred Warner, brother. I mean,
Yeah.
him and his Fred Warner and his older brother was tight, so they already connected. And man, you can see that pedigree when somebody been exposed to the professional game before they get there. Like, man, dog, he took full advantage of it, and he humble, but he hungry, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, they got one with him. Like
111 yards, 1 touchdown.
No
for
doubt.
Puka?
Yeah.
That's what he had.
And then Devontae Adams, you sprinkle him in on top of Puka.
72 yards.
Yeah, and he was a little he was a little rusty today, first game back, after injury. So that was to be expected. He dropped a couple balls.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something about Puka, man. Puka Nacua, those 50-50 balls that you throw up, they more like 80-20 for him.
They 80-20.
8 out of 10 times he gonna come down with that ball. He got the strongest hands I didn't see in a receiver.
Yeah, no doubt.
And he may not be the quickest, he a little slow foot, but he remind me, and I don't want to, I'm not making this comparison, so y'all don't jump down my throat. But as far as Jerry Rice
Jerry
Rice was a 4 or 5, right?
Right.
He didn't have the breakaway 4.2, 4.3 speed, but when Jerry Rice got in space, he beat you every time. And Puka has that same ability.
But see, you know what though?
So you just talking about the ability, not
the
comparing
ability.
To just the ability.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that he had.
But this is what I want to say too, though. Every tick of his time shows up on tape. You know what I'm saying? On the field. Like some cats running 4.2, bro, and their game speed look like 4.6.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But his 4.6 looked like a 4.3 when he pulling away from you. I've never seen him get run down.
No, and there's a thing about him too. He plays with a cerebral approach. So him and Stafford, they on one accord. So it be times where everybody in the stadium know it's going to Puka, and they still get it to him.
They still get it to him. But like you say, he's so ridiculous on the 50-50 balls. And on top of that, right, like, man, he fully understands that his size is what he's using, right? Bro, his body positioning in front of you, like, he box out like a power forward.
I like that they pairing. I like that they pairing with the Palo Alto kid, Adams. I like how they pairing with him. He's from East Palo Alto. Y'all know that, don't you?
Yeah, EPA. So now, look, Adams led the league in touchdown reception with 14 and missed the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So he could have had 20.
Now, do you think he's going to McVay and being like, man, dog, when we get down in that red zone, I need to be the number one?
Nope.
No, I think it's because if you look at Puka had a lot of yards, but I don't think he had double-digit touchdowns this year.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't.
No, but you gotta understand what you got on your time on your side on your offense. I don't think he can go to him and say throw it to me. His actions that have been put on display that says you better go to that. You better go to that guy down there.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Devontae Adams is always his whole career. He's had one of the best get-offs. I'm talking about just getting off the line, press man coverage, whatever. Dog, the way he sets DBs up, bro, is like he could probably do this till he about 45, 50. Man, bro, he ain't even winning routes with his speed or nothing. He winning routes really with the velocity of his get off.
Yeah, and the thing about Devontae Adams, he runs precision routes to the point where he makes the DB he put him on skates.
Yeah,
you know
no doubt.
So he got great hands too, as well as Puka. So Stafford got 2 1A and 1A receivers out there, and you don't have that. Like back in the day, the Niners had Jerry Rice and John Taylor, and John Taylor didn't get a lot of shine because the Rice was so prolific, but John Taylor was a beast.
John Taylor was a beast. I'll never forget that.
Pick your poison.
Monday night.
Pick your poison.
Against the Rams.
That Monday night game against the Rams. Look, I couldn't even get it out. Yeah, but you already know it was straight ridiculous. Let me take a second. I just wanted to wave back and say what's up to Deborah. You know, she always tap in.
Oh, yeah.
But, man, and I know she love when we talk Niners. So
yeah, I can't see the feed. I only see you and AC right now, Sam.
Yeah,
I can't see no comments or anything, but that's good though.
Yeah, but bro, but like you say, John Taylor, bro, was so ridiculous. I ain't gonna lie, he almost could have been the Super Bowl MVP, the second Super Bowl him and Rice played together.
against Cincinnati. Yeah,
against Cincinnati, man.
yeah.
Dog, man.
Remember,
He
he
was,
caught the skinny post from Montana to seal the
yes,
game.
the one that put the game away.
To put it
Exactly.
away. Yeah.
Man, and I gotta say, like, I swear that Roger Craig don't get his due, man. I want to see
Man.
get in the Hall of Fame. I swear, I think that fumble against the Giants in the playoffs haunt his whole career.
But look, and Sam, I don't want to get off on a Niner tangent on your space. So we gonna get back to Carolina and the Rams. But I just gotta say this because you brought up Craig. Man, it's a travesty that this man is not already in the Hall of Fame.
Bro, I agree.
First to do 1,000, right?
Bro, and that's the mark.
We almost had McCaffrey do it again. He fell short about 87 some yards. Well, he didn't have a big reception game against Seattle. Right. But I mean, Roger Craig, it's a travesty. And you could be right. I don't know why they blackballing him because he seemed like a humble guy when he played. Like, why is he not in the Hall?
Yeah.
Bro, hey, who wife did he take down, right? Because that was the only thing he was guilty of. I do remember after he retired, man, it was a chick I was dating, and he did some underwear ads, right? Bro, I wanted to throw her across the room. You know what I'm saying? She was all Roger Craig. So Roger, you got to get up in there, Roger.
I used to really enjoy watching San Francisco games with my father.
Man,
he's a big fan until I found my team that I like to.
That's what I was going to ask you, Cuddy. So why is Baltimore your team? Is it Ray Lewis? Was it before them or what?
It was when Baltimore moved to Baltimore when they moved from to Baltimore
from Indianapolis.
Yeah, boy, you know how we used to get together and play Madden.
At Doobie House.
Mage's house. And I came late. And so I had to pick what teams that was left on the thing, and I picked Baltimore. I've always been a fan of Baltimore ever since then. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But and the Niners did have my eye when they were winning Super Bowls, and the thing that I was impressed about was the front office. How the front office treated their players and how they enjoyed working there. Going to play football there. That's what I enjoyed about the Niners. The play on the field was just what it was to me. They was winning because of that.
And you know what? I got to give it to the Rams. As of late, they've adopted that same type of kineticism in between their front office and what goes to the product on the field. Like they first class all the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know, and I ain't gonna lie, they owner has gotten a bad rap over the years. Gronky or whatever.
That lady. It started.
The lady was like the Lady Don of the league back then. Yeah, but I'm talking about Stan Kroenke. Yeah. He owns another couple teams in some different sports too. Yeah, bro, he always get a bad rap, right? But he been first class all the way since they hooked up and got that Super Bowl in the pandemic season, in the pandemic year.
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing. It's 32 teams in the league, right?
Yeah.
But it's a reason why it's always only a handful of teams that's really competing for Vinny, right?
Right.
So, you got 16, 17 maybe that really got a shot at getting Vinny, right? And we had our shot to get Vinny against
the Chiefs.
Yeah, against the Chiefs. I think that last one in 23, I think that was the one that Shanahan, getting back to what Johnson and Knight, I said he pressed. And I love Shanahan. Yeah. I don't think that Shanahan should go nowhere, but I do want to say this. If I got one criticism of him, he presses as well
in big games
as a play caller.
Yeah, you're right.
He does press.
And you know what? It's like he's trying so hard to be seen as that genius play caller, right? When all you got to do sometimes is just stick to your structure, stick to your script.
But he knows how to bring a plays. He know how to bring like 1,700 plays out of a formation, out of one formation.
Out of one formation, bro.
You can't keep up with all of them.
No, you can't do it. And you know what's crazy? Like the run plays and the passing formations and the motions, dude, they all tie in together. And that's what I was saying, like being a team that's built for certain things. Like the Niners ain't built for dropping back 40 times. That ain't our best look. Mm-hmm. It ain't our best look. Our best look, it's like you say, 25, 30 runs, 25, 30 passes. Mm-hmm. If we can, but man, if it's 15 passes, get to them 25, 30 runs and be dominant with that and play defense that count for something. And that's
Y'all remember in that championship game against Green Bay when
Right.
Mostert ran the ball crazy, had 4 touchdowns,
Yeah.
and Jimmy, I call him Dirk
Yeah.
Diggler.
Yeah.
Shanahan put his hands in his pockets. He only threw the ball 7 times in that whole game.
Exactly, bro.
Mm.
And it was a dominant performance. See, like I think he needs to stick to it. Stick to his suit when he get there. Because when you try to switch it up because you're playing the big game, bang bang, no mercy. You know it there. Yeah, but when you try to switch it up when you're in the big game, that's when you basically don't you don't live up to your cue.
Well,
You know what
see,
I'm saying?
this is the thing about Shanahan, especially in that Seattle game last Saturday.
Yeah,
So, the West Coast offense is scripted plays.
no doubt,
First 15, 20 plays is scripted.
no
Thing
doubt.
about Shanahan, you have to deviate from the script when you
Right.
see that it's not working.
What-
It wasn't working against Seattle.
Right.
They was aggressive, and you got to counter
They
that
was.
aggression. You got to run draws, counters,
Yeah.
quick slants. He didn't run none of that.
Oh, see what I tell you, I said, man, we got our ass whooped in the trenches both ways on
Yeah.
this one. And we did,
Yeah.
bro. They line play had us looking goofy, and there you go. Big Trent wasn't there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
of course I don't make no excuses. The defensive line didn't show up and win no battle neither. So you can't get whooped in both phases.
No, and we got thoroughly outplayed. I tip my hat to Seattle,
me
and
too.
that coach over there,
Yeah,
he a good one, man.
and he is a good one. And I'm gonna say the fact that they only scored 13 points shows the job that Salah's doing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I always say that. I always say that when
that
teams,
man bend but don't break.
Yeah.
Teams touch the red zone. We do always seem to make a play, and that's why I say I think Sirianni's going to give us a couple nuggets. We just got to do something with it when we get it.
So did y'all know that Young he threw the ball 40 times, 264 yards,
right?
A touchdown.
For Carolina.
Yeah, for Carolina.
Yeah. Okay.
40 times.
Bro, hey, and I'm gonna tell you what, I didn't know he had it in him, man. Not to go toe to toe with Matt Stafford, but he really did had his team in position. I was watching that. He came down to that last 2-minute drive, man, and I knew Stafford was gonna do it. I really almost turned the game off because I'm tired of seeing the Rams do what they was about to do to them boys. And I was like, yeah, get ready to get y'all heartbroken on your home field because them dudes is coming.
Well, let me tell y'all this about that game. I'm glad we pivoted back to it because Young, I mean, he probably bigger than me. I'm 6'2". He probably 5'10", but we both probably weigh 180 pounds, dripping wet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he not a big guy, but he got a big heart.
No doubt.
And the thing about it is, they go into this game as a 10.5-point home dog.
Yeah.
That's why I told my cousin I was ready to take the points because I'm just like, this is a playoff game. You can't give a team. They finished 8-9, and that NFC South is garbage. But and you touched on it earlier, AC. Atlanta did play great going down the stretch. I think they won their last 5. So the fact that Morris got fired was surprising to me as well.
Yeah.
But getting back to Young, I think that they gave the Rams everything that they can, muster earlier today.
Yeah.
And if the Rams lose that game, I don't think the coach is on the hot seat, but they're gonna have to reevaluate some things because they got too many blue chip players out there to lose to a Carolina team twice. They went into Carolina earlier this year and got up in it, and Stafford threw those couple picks.
Right.
And I think that changed the whole MVP momentum. I think he got it back. Now I think he's my MVP.
Because Drake May was making
too.
Drake May was making a run for it, but I don't think they played enough top competition for him to beat Stafford out neither.
So did Stafford? Did Stafford? He ended up with what, 48 touchdown passes this year?
Yeah, 48 touchdown passes this year.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a pretty historic season right there. And I'm really surprised, man. It wasn't nobody too close to him. You know what I'm saying? I think Drake May might only threw about 35 TD, tugs this year.
Now we're gonna talk about this. I don't know y'all want to touch on the games outside the Niners and the Eagles, but I like the Chargers as a live dog. Like
Yeah.
you just said, AC. I think Drake, the Patriots ain't really played nobody but Buffalo. They split
Right.
with them, right?
Right.
And Drake May, although he had a great year, when these lights are on in the playoffs, this is a whole different game. It's sudden death,
Man.
and that's why we love the NFL, because
Yeah.
in the NBA and the MLB, right, and even hockey, you
Yeah.
got 7 games, right? A 7-game
Exactly.
series. So if you have
Exactly.
a mulligan game, you can redeem yourself the next game. You
Yeah.
get blew out and you lose by 30 in the NBA, you come back and win a game. Now the
Man.
season is even, and you're
Right.
going back home with home court. In the
Exactly.
NFL, sudden death. You lose,
Bro,
you're done.
it's over.
It's
Right.
over.
And I ain't gonna lie, right? The college
Heart
football
broke.
playoff is kind of drumming up that same kind of drama,
What
right?
y'all
Like,
think about Indiana, man? I didn't think they was gonna thump Oregon like that.
bro,
No.
me neither. But because Oregon was my pick to try to win the Natty this year, right? But I'm gonna tell you, Indiana is for real, and that boy Mendoza, bro, he is the most sound quarterback prospect coming up out of college this year.
Yeah.
Hey, the U gonna have their hands full, bro, and they playing at home too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but the U.
It's
let
in
me
the
tell you
Orange
this.
Bowl.
Let me tell you
And
this
they
about
starting
Mendoza.
quarterback is like a 7th-year freaking
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck, bro. He
Yeah.
been around. He
But
been around.
let me tell you this about Mendoza, and I know we was gonna eventually get to this team.
Yeah.
So you know the Raiders got the #1 pick. They definitely taking Mendoza. Man, they gonna get that white boy killed in Vegas.
Hey, see, but this is what I was saying. They need to take Mendoza, right? But the next 3 picks need to be offensive linemen. Straight up.
But this is the thing, and I was talking. I touched on this earlier about it's only a handful of teams out of the 32 that compete for Vinny every year.
Right.
This is why the Raiders don't, because you take Gentry out of Boise State,
right,
who plays in the WAC. Who, of course, he gonna run for 2,000 yards in the WAC.
Of course,
he gonna have 30 touchdowns in the WAC.
Exactly.
But do you think that gonna translate to the NFL?
No,
where
bro.
Motherfuckers is twice as big as you and twice as fast as you.
And hit them linemen, them defensive linemen, and them linebackers ain't no joke,
bro. And he playing behind the absolute worst offensive line in the entire league.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Somebody in my garage.
Hey, Matthew Stafford threw for 457 yards against Seattle this year.
Yeah, I believe that. And probably 4 touchdowns?
What was it? It was 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you know what?
These are my grandbabies, y'all. They want to say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
This is Kaomi and this is Kaja. Say hi, girl.
No, you know.
All right, y'all go. All right, love y'all. All right, love y'all. Y'all be safe. Call me when you get out there, okay?
Man.
All right.
The circle of life.
Yeah, man. Shit, I got 4 of them, and 2 of them, they here with me. They finna go visit my mom.
Yeah.
But no, as far as the Raiders, man, and we got some real cutties that's Raider fans.
Man,
one in mine is Doobie. You know, we all love Doobie. But the Raiders, man, it's just futility. Like I did my live a couple weeks ago after we beat Chicago.
Right.
And you know, I just had to just touch on it because I'm like, you know, it's been 30 years, and I get it. We ain't won a Super Bowl in about 30 years ourselves, but at least we compete. At least we've been to 4 championship games and 2 Super Bowls. The Raiders finished 2-15 or 3-14 this year.
Yeah, and Pete Carroll had to go. They paying $50 million in salary to coaches
that don't coach for them no more.
But dog, did you see how bad that they said the job Pete Carroll and his sons did for the team this year?
I like it.
But they wasn't even giving out instructions for what the philosophy was in they position meetings and things of sort. You know, the teams that we talking about that's getting at it for Vinny every year. But not only do them players know what to do, but they know where to be. They know what the coach wants out of this play. They know what the concept is.
It starts at the top, right?
It starts at the top.
So Mark Davis, the only reason why he owned the Raiders because he Al Davis' son.
Exactly.
He don't know one thing about the game of football.
At all.
And then now the Raiders, they was always the poorest team in the league. They
Yeah.
moved to Vegas, get that brand new stadium, which is a dynamite stadium. Me and my
No
wife
doubt.
went to the
I
Kendrick
love it. I
Lamar,
love it.
Right.
I love it.
and
I love it.
SZA when they was on
Concert.
tour out there last year.
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
that stadium is
Bomb.
immaculate.
Yeah.
But I mean, this Raider team from the top down, they
Man.
don't run the organization the way you need to be run. Right?
No.
They got all this influx of money, but you're not making the right draft choices. And then, like you just said,
Exactly.
OC, you paying $50 million to coaches that don't coach your team right now.
They don't coach
Man.
right now.
And I know they
Really.
say coaches' salaries don't affect the salary cap, but it just shows bad business practices and not really being willing to follow through on the decisions that's going to make or break your organization.
I think it do affect your salary cap indirectly. I think
Okay.
because how they do money in the NFL, they
Yeah.
put money in trust, right?
Yeah.
So they can get that interest, so they can pay some of these players the money that they're supposed to pay them.
Oh yeah, no.
So
I mean,
indirectly, all
Yeah.
of that money that's going out, it really affects what they can do and how they can moves that they can make. I
No,
mean,
that's
just me.
no. I do know you're right because there is a level of profit sharing between these teams. Like
Yeah.
teams that's in them smaller markets and they got them teams that like Jacksonville when they was first getting on, right?
Yeah.
They had some trouble filling the stands. You know, now they got a hell of a team. I mean, that's one of the teams I think are really dark horse this year is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville, my favorite to come out the AFC, if you ask me.
No, bro, no doubt. I mean, like,
Because and the reason I say that because I think the light finally went off for Lawrence.
I believe that too.
His first few years, 4 or 5 years in the league, he was hurt a couple years.
Yeah,
You know, but I think this year the light went off. When they went into Denver about a month ago and thumped them in Denver by double digits,
man.
I said, oh, Jacksonville gonna be a problem.
But they're gonna be a problem for real. And what they did is they finally got their coach.
Yeah. They got a good coach.
Yeah.
And then I know Houston got a good defense. I think they beat Pittsburgh Monday night.
Right.
You know, Stroud, he kind of had a setback as far as that first year that he had in the league.
Right.
He had that sophomore slump.
Yeah.
They don't really score a lot of points, but they defense keep them in games, man.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you what, D'Amico Ryans in the way he got that defensive unit player, man.
From the Shanahan tree.
Oh man, from that tree, dog. And I'm gonna tell you what, like that, he wanted to be proud of. Because the way they go out there and compete every week, like it don't matter if the offense don't show up. Like you
Texans,
said,
we talk about the Texans, right?
The Texans.
The Texans got one of them defenses, man. That man, you can rank up there with the greats. I'm gonna just leave it at
that. And this is the thing about this year's playoff. You know, we talked about college football, right? You got new blood in there. You know, Miami haven't been to a championship game in a while. Indiana, I mean, not in our lifetime. I think the last time they've been to a championship game was in the 20s or 30s.
The 40s.
And now you got the same type of thing going on in the NFL.
Right.
Now you got KC out, right? Mahomes not going to be able to be in there no more. Baltimore out. You know, Allen with Buffalo, although they're in there, they got a tough game.
They reeling too. They reeling.
Jacksonville. They got a tough game against them. They could be one and done. You're seeing the changing of the guard right now.
No doubt.
You're seeing a lot of young coaches as well as young quarterbacks starting to mark their spot in this NFL.
Man.
And we're gonna see a lot of parity moving forward in this league.
I'm gonna tell you another team that we ain't said nothing about today that missed their mark to even think about touching Vinny in the near future is the Cincinnati Bengals. Remember, they went up against the Rams in that Super Bowl, right? And Joe Burrow dueled it out with anybody. But at the same time, like, they didn't put enough pieces around him, and now he talking shit. He ready to get up out of there.
Well, you remember Joe Burrow is the only one to beat Mahomes in Kansas City.
That's what I'm saying.
In that AFC Championship game, Kansas City was up big. Burrow brought them back for the right to go to the Super Bowl. And people forget that Rams, they won that Super Bowl with Darnold, but that game was 23-16. It was a one-possession game.
For real.
Cincinnati could have got their first Vinny.
They could have got him. And I'm gonna tell you that squad and having that talented quarterback, the chance to get one with Burrow, I think is over because I really do think he won't up out of there.
Well, see, even getting back to Baltimore, we talking about. I think John Harbaugh, a hell of a coach. he put himself as the #1 candidate to get a job, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes after so much time, you just need a different voice in the locker room. Well, I think it's the same thing going on in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, are you just good enough to get us to the first round, the wild card round, and then get out there? Because if they lose to Monday night, I think his job's still going to be in jeopardy, because what do you do at the quarterback position? They always got a good defense, but Aaron Rodgers not going to play till he's 50, is he?
No.
I
think this is his last hip hoorah.
So what do you do after him? You going to have to draft him, have to get a quarterback.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that Aaron Rodgers came to Pittsburgh with the intention to play 2 to 3 years.
Depending on what they do Monday. So if they lose Monday night, you think he come back next year?
No.
I don't think he come back next year.
No. Because you got to think about you think about
OTAs.
So are you saying you think about training camp? Does he want to really do that again?
But okay, so are you saying he's not gonna have the desire, or they wouldn't have him back?
Pittsburgh, a little bit of both. I think Pittsburgh got to understand what direction they going in. Are we getting younger? Or are we gonna stay at this stagnant position right here?
Well, I would say this. It depends on how far they go. Okay,
right?
Because if they got home field Monday night, so they can win against Houston, right? Because we know Houston don't score a lot of points. So let's say they get to that.
And we know Rodgers can sneak you.
He can sneak you. So let's say they somehow find their way in the AFC Championship game.
Okay,
that's the only way I see maybe they come back. That he come back and Tomlin keep his job. But if they lose, because to me they shouldn't have won last weekend. I think that field goal kicker, and that's the thing about the players, right? We talk about coaches losing the locker room or needing a different voice. If he make that field goal, it's a whole different discussion right now.
So the deodorant has been sprayed.
I
feel you.
No, you're right. No doubt. And, I mean, shit. They say everything happened for a reason, and all things happen in their season. I guess, like you say, it was just over for the Hardball Nation. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna definitely land on his feet. And
I think he's going to the Giants.
I was just about to ask you, what do you think is his next job?
He wants $20 million, and he wants a $10 million budget for his coaches.
And guess what?
I think the best job openings is the Giants, because you got Scatterboo as the running back. You got Neighbors coming back. And then you got the young quarterback out of Mississippi. Where did he go? Mississippi?
Yeah. You got Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart. So you got your 3-headed monster out there. If Neighbors can stay healthy, I think I watched Scatterboo last year in the college playoff, and I said whoever get him, he's gonna be a game changer.
He's gonna be
he reminds me a little bit of Jerome Bettis, a little bit quicker though.
Right.
If it was me, I want to be like Sean Payton. I want to go somewhere where it's going to be tough. I want to go somewhere where our cap room is fucked. I want to go quarterback room. I want to go fix it. That's what I want to go do. So if I was him, I would go to Miami.
Atlanta, Miami.
Good.
Okay,
I would go to Miami.
That was my next choice for him too. Now, but what do you do with Tua though?
What do you do with Tua? You convince Lamar to come down here to Miami.
So you want to move the coach and the quarterback to Miami?
That's where Lamar from.
Oh man,
Lamar from anyway. So you convince him on the low and say, man, don't negotiate with them. Come see what we got to offer down here. Let's do any given Sunday. I'm taking Steve and Willie Beeman with me.
Stephen Willie Beaver, I hear you.
But you know, I guess he could take Snoop Hunters down there with him and win some games, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on the real, you know, we looking at Lamar being on the move. Maybe the backup quarterback is on the move. Understand the system that Harbaugh's gonna want to run.
That's what I'm saying too.
Huntley.
Yeah. This is a business. This is a business.
Yeah.
They don't get comfortable with you just because what your name is and what you didn't do for us.
Right. Well, not and him and Lamar didn't fell out, right? So why not take your backup quarterback who look more than happy to come start for you?
Yeah. And I'm gonna step on a bigger limb. Baltimore need to go call John Gruden need to go get Gruden from Gruden Grinders and put him as a head coach.
Okay, So yeah, we was kicking this around in the private chat a little bit. So you want Chucky to come back and run Baltimore? What you think about that? What you think about that, Gut?
You know what? I wasn't really. No, hold on. But hold on. This is the reason why I wasn't sold on. I wasn't sold on Gruden because he went to Tony Dungy team and got a Super Bowl after he was the Raiders coach. Now that's the last time that a team traded a coach to another team, right? For capital and a player, and then. I mean, come on, that Super Bowl was supposed to be lopsided. He just had coached that team. So I don't give Gruden credit for being this uber talented coach.
But he's good with he's good.
Callahan was still running Chucky playbook play for play. I'm talking about the play sequences and everything was still looking the same. The game plans and everything from the years before.
But he's good with that quarterback in that quarterback room. John Gruden is a whisper underneath all of that, and not only that, we could take that Super Bowl away from him, but the Raiders was on their way back when he was in when he was in Las Vegas for his last time. The Raiders was on their way back because there was some structure that was put in there with him. I'm telling you, man, that's one of my favorite all-time coaches.
Okay,
but listen though, even like you say, he was in Vegas. He got that $100 million contract, right?
Yeah.
But then they caught the motherfucker saying some slick shit and tweets and emails. So at the end of the day, your character in question.
Yeah.
I don't want a motherfucker leaving my team if your character is shitty.
Yeah, I hear you. But you gotta also understand too. You guys also understand too. In that whole case, he got thrown under the bus. It wasn't nobody else that came out that case, and he wasn't even attached to that case. They threw John under the bus. I don't think John is a racist. I don't think John is one of those because he deal with 95% of the league, which is black. Period.
I'm not trying to frame him as a racist, but what I'm gonna say
I don't think he's a racist. No.
Yeah. I do think that he was a little careless though.
Most definitely.
And so that's something that you got to think about. That you talking about making this the head of your organization.
No, right? I'm talking about just making the head of my coaching, coach my team. That's what I'm asking him to coach my team. That's what I'm asking him to do.
Right,
and be in lockstep with the GM. That combination. That combination.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna say like this. He was making some blindsided move and making some real heavy, costly oversights. So you got to think that could translate to on the field. But I do know that Chucky is a 100% ball head too. He knows he knows the X's and O's. I'm not saying that.
But have you guys ever watched his podcast when he?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm a subscriber.
Oh yeah,
I'm a subscriber.
Yeah,
I play with you.
I check it out. Yeah, I check it out sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's the thing about him. Like I said, I don't think that a lot of it was the mystique, right? They gave him the little nickname Chucky and shit. Yeah. He made the faces. The Raiders has always been the dark horse of the league, right? Exactly. So all that kind of just fell into the umbrella and it fit, right? And then, like you said, he got the Raiders off. They started winning. Yeah. And then when you leave the team and you go to Tampa Bay and you still Tony Dungy's Vinny. To me, I'm glad that he got to Indianapolis to get him a couple out there, or at least get him one out there with Manning. Because remember, he got that Tampa Bay team to the NFC Championship and lost 11-6. And to the greatest show on turf. Y'all remember that, right?
And had to play with King. Had to run Tony King at quarterback.
Yeah, Tony King. And that was the most competitive 11-6 championship game I've seen in my goddamn life.
Hey, for real though. For real.
But I think the Baltimore, they're gonna go young. I think they're gonna go just like they did when they hired Harbaugh. When they hired Harbaugh, they went and got a special teams coach. I think they're gonna go young like that and just try to put it back together.
And I definitely think they're gonna go with a young offensive mind, somebody that's a real up and comer. You know, I hope they don't go with Cliff Kingsbury. That's all I'm gonna say. Before we get up out of here, I just gotta say, y'all, don't forget to share and like this podcast without a name. Man, we got Ike in the building tonight. This shit,
come on, man, talk about
baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not to be jumping off, but I just had to say all that before we got up out of here.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, and like you said, man, y'all tune in to Reigns Reaction. I will be getting down, man, this weekend, definitely after this Niner game. Well, just after
Yeah.
the slew of games, we got 3 games tomorrow.
Right.
I didn't see that first half of the Carolina and Ram game. I was at work. I caught the second half, and I wasn't surprised to see that the Carolina Panthers was in that game. Because, like I said, I just didn't think that they deserved to be a 10-point home dog.
No, they did, and they sure didn't play like it. They earned. I think they earned some respect around the league, and people really got a chance to find out who Bryce Young really is tonight.
Yeah,
man, hey, he came out there and really showed something, and I think if they would have went ahead and went with their running game a little more consistently today, they would have came out with this win. But what they didn't do was control the clock at all.
Yeah, and see, and here's the thing. Now it's kind of. Well, they lost because the Rams ended up beating them, but with Chicago beating Green Bay, now the lower seed goes to Seattle.
No doubt.
If we do happen to beat Philly tomorrow, we go back to Seattle next week in the division game in Seattle.
A place that we already showed we could win this year, and I'm gonna tell you what, a place that I would be surprised if we didn't come out with a W from.
Yeah. No. I look. Like I said, now you want that first round bye so you can rest your players.
Yeah.
But to me, the teams that get the first round bye, sometimes they come out flat.
They do.
In that first and second quarter. And then the team that they may be playing, they may be on the heater. They may be hot, may coming off an emotional win. And before you know it, you down 21-3 like Chicago was tonight. And if you don't, now Sam Darnold ain't no Caleb Williams.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
So if we get Seattle down big like that, let's say we beat Philly and then we go to Seattle next week. If we get Seattle down, Darnold, now he will throw you a 2 or 3 picks.
Bro, he will give you one.
Yeah, Sam is gonna do you right in the fourth quarter, and Sam gonna do you right. Sam's gonna do you right. I'm telling you, I look at it like in the mix of the game, in the middle of the game, or the beginning of the game, he'll give you a couple. He'll give you a couple, and that may spark you either way. But coming down the stretch, I like Sam Darnold, man.
I'm gonna say this. I know the rest of the faithful Niner game, whatever, feel the same way. I know we want to see Seattle again on the way to the venue if we get there.
I bet y'all do.
Yeah, and we know what we got to do now. Now we just got to go have the heart and do it.
Because that was to me that was the aberration of how we played our worst and they didn't play their best, right?
Right.
But like you said, the game was 13-3, so we were still in that game. It was some momentum swing plays that just went their way. Even tonight with Chicago, when they was down 21-6, the guy fumbled, the lineman got the ball fumbled. They couldn't fall on it. They dropped a couple picks, but Caleb Williams was the X factor. He was able to keep that team alive. That play, man, to me, that 4th and 8, that was the play of the game. He don't make that throw, they lose this game tonight.
They going fishing. And I'm gonna say like this, man, like you say, they can talk about he's 50% or 60% overall, but I bet you if you go down the stretch, I bet you he only missed two or three throws.
Well, no, in that fourth quarter, he was 9-20. But it didn't matter though, because he made the plays when he needed to. In week 17, they played the same Chicago Green Bay team. Was up 6. Green Bay was up 16-6,
and they walked him again.
They walked him down, and he threw that walk off to win the game, 22-16. So he has that it factor. You know what I'm saying? As a quarterback, and that's all you need. Like you say, okay, he only completed 50% of his passes in the regular season, but now you in a short season, a 4-game season, a sprint to get to Levi. And he got the talent. That defense showed up in the second half, and he made the plays. So they never out of the game.
No, they're not. No, they're not. And I'm gonna say like this, like, man, he may end up falling short this year, but the point is he done made his mark on the league. I don't think Caleb Williams going nowhere.
Oh no, and to be honest, I watched him at SC, but I thought the hype was a little bit too big on him. Now I felt
so too.
The light went off this year for him.
Yeah, it did.
I think he's in his 3rd year. He's going to be special.
Can y'all write in and tell the Niners to burn those uniforms that they played in?
Oh, the black ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you
burn those, man.
I'm gonna tell you what.
I like the motherfuckers.
I was trying to give him a chance, but since we only won once and we lost,
Yeah.
yeah.
Burn them. If y'all
Hey.
see Seattle, again, go back to the ones that mean something.
The uniforms with all the mystique, huh? The
Yeah,
red
yeah,
and the
yeah.
gold, baby.
Yeah,
Let's go.
you got to get them ghosts. You got to get them ghosts flowing through you, man. You got to get
Yeah.
them ghosts flowing through
Hey,
you.
no doubt. No doubt, y'all. Hey, till the next time, man. It's your nigga from that end. And I'm
All
out.
right. Areem, I'll see you, man.
For sure, man. Reigns Reaction, man. Y'all tap in, man. Love y'all.
No
cut.
doubt.
All right.
All right.
Later.